Okay, welcome to our next tutorial, which is going to focus on using parallel compression to really fatten up our drum sound. So last video we looked at mixing the drums. We've got a sound that we're happy with, but I'm just going to show you another technique. This is used a lot, particularly with rock drums, and a lot of the old mixers, I say that 70s and 80s use this as a technique, and in fact is still used today. So if I solo our drum group, we're getting everything coming from here. As before I explained, it's coming through bus 3. We're on bus 3, everything is sent to here, and it comes through the track. What I'm going to do now, because this is our overall mix sound, I'm going to click on here. I'm going to create another bus directly beside it, bus 4. You see it pops up. So I'm going to call this one parallel compression drums, or PC drums, as it's come to known. Now from this, I'm going to send a signal. And what I'm also going to do is I'm going to go to the compressor. Now what I'm going to do is I'm attempting to over compress this. So I'm going to set quite a low threshold. I'm going to really crank up somewhere between 5 and 6. Probably will start there. See how we go. I'm going to go for a long release time. I want to keep the attack time reasonably short. And we're going to try and make this pump. So now, one thing to notice with this now is peaking. So what we actually need to do is just make sure that we can either reduce it here or we can use our makeup gain to just bring it back a bit. So it was about 5 dB over, so I'm just going to adjust it in here to give me room to Okay, so you should be able to really hear that compressor. In fact, I'm just going to show you with and without. So this is without. So that's very heavily compressed onto everything. So what we can do now is if we add this, which is on our new parallel compression drum bus down here, or bus 4, if we add this into our other one, it's the idea of balancing these two. Now, we're not going to probably have this at the same level, but it's just to show you that this is a very simple trick for fattening up the drum sound. So what we're doing here, and as I said, what we're doing in being able to mix these together just allows us something that I think what we had the problem before is that our snare drum didn't have enough impact in it, particularly around that 200 Hertz region. With the compression, it's actually by over compressing it, it's making sure all of those frequencies are flattened out, and we get a much better sound that we can mix into this. Now, you wouldn't do this on everything, but if we make the comparison between the sound with it, we get a much fuller sound, okay? And so that's how we can use compression, and particularly over compression, as a creative effect to actually enhance the sound of the drums. Now, it's worth having a play around with this, getting the balance right, but as I said, this works really well for drums, it works well for bass, you can use it on a range of instruments, and it's worth going through and trying it out, seeing how it works. You can even use it on vocals, but just be wary that over compression does start to have an effect on the overall mix.